Hi, I'm Kate from craftyattic.com. I'm just going to show you how to embroider these wild violet flowers using pure silk embroidery ribbon. So I have an air erasable pen. I'm just going to mark out where I think I want my heads, stems and little leaves to be in my wild violet group. Have a look at some images on Google and get some ideas about how they grow. These air erasable marks will disappear within a couple of days, or you can use the eraser on the other end just to erase them and start again if you don't like the position of where you've put something. So I've got some 7mm pure silk white embroidery ribbon. I'm just preparing it by running it through a set of mini straighteners. This irons it out. If you don't have any mini straighteners, you can just use an iron. So I'm threaded it onto my needle and put a knot in one end. If you're a bit of a knot snob, then by all means attach it by another means. So I'm just doing a ribbon stitch. Now with ribbon stitch you pass the needle back down through the centre of the ribbon, so I'll show you how that's done. I'm leaving the ribbon curled up off of the fabric slightly and I'm passing it through itself. I'm using a bodkin here to stop the ribbon going all the way through, so that I can just very gently then pull the ribbon into a little point. So leave it raised up off the fabric, pass it through itself and then just pull into a little point. I'm switching now to 13mm and again preparing it by running it through my mini straighteners. Tying a knot in one end. I'm going to leave this actually in the frame. I'm going to back it with some felt or something, so knots are not going to show. I'm not going to worry about them. So a ribbon stitch again, exactly the same as the ribbon stitches before, only using wider ribbon, and that gives us the form of our little violet flower. I've got here the 13mm still, and I'm just doing one little ribbon stitch for a leaf at the base of the group. And I shall do the same on the other side, just to make a little leaf on the other side too. So same technique for all of these. So I've got some pro markers in violet and purple. These are permanent marker pens. They're alcohol based. They're very well behaved. So all you need to do is just touch. You see, now this one's very old. I've had these pens for so long, this one's falling apart. I'll use the other end. You just need to touch it to the ribbon. The ribbon will draw the pigment it needs from the pen. As long as you don't touch the backing fabric, it won't bleed into the backing fabric, so don't over soak your ribbon, just let the ribbon suck as much pigment as it needs. So these pens are absolutely fantastic. I've had mine for years. That's holly and forest green here I'm using for the leaves. I'm using the darker colour towards the base of the leaf and the lighter colour towards the end, and I'm just allowing the silk to blend the colours. You want to do this blending operation when the pigments are still wet, and that way you get a nice graduated effect. If you wait for one to dry out, you'll get more of a sharp line between the two colours. If that's the effect you're going for, epic win. For this I just want a very nice graduated effect. So I'm just now doing another 2 13mm stitches, as I happen to have that on the needle, to make the tops of my other two flowers. I've switched back to the 7mm embroidery ribbon here, and I'm just going to do another couple of flowers to complete this little group of 3 flowers that I'm doing. So I'm just forming these other 2 flowers using the ribbon stitch in exactly the same way as I did the first one. Really, once you've got this ribbon stitch nailed, you're laughing, because this is pretty much all you need to know as far as silk ribbon embroidery goes. There are variations on a theme, but this is mainly it. So there's my second little bloom. Just chip away at the third one in a minute. So I'm just going to colour this, just touch the pen to the silk again and just let the silk do the work for you. So these pro marker colours are beautifully subtle, which is why I like them. They're very natural colours, and when they dry out they're even more subtle, so it gives you a beautiful effect. You can use any sort of alcohol based permanent marker for this. The trouble is with things like Sharpie is the colours are a bit acidic and they don't lend themselves terribly well to this work, but if that's what you've got, go with it. So I'm just doing my my last bloom there and colouring that. So I'm going to move on now to show you how to do the little stalks. This is very, very easy. So I've got some 7mm ribbon, once again tying a knot in one end. I haven't bothered to prepare it by running it through mini straighteners. I see no point. I'm just twisting it and twisting it until it's a little cylinder, and then I'm going to pass it back down through the fabric, and I'm just going to couch it down just using a standard thread. So couching, all you're doing is you're using a smaller thread to attach a larger one to your canvas or work. So I'm working on some tea-dyed cotton open weave here, so that makes stitching really nice and easy. If you are a beginner, this is a great place to start. That's available on our website, as are the ribbons and the other bits and pieces that you're going to need. So I'm just going to carry on now, just twisting and stitching the rest of these little stalks. You need to be a little bit careful that you're not stitching through any silk that you have on the back of your work, because that will tend to pull things out of shape for you. So I got into the habit of just scraping the needle across the back of the canvas slightly, just to check that there's nothing in the way before I make a stitch. This little bit of moss at the bottom that's forming the base of this group, that is the subject of another video. So if you would like to do that moss effect, there is a video on my channel of how to do that. So I've got the holly and forest green pens back again that I used to dye the leaves. I'm just using the thin end of the pen to mark the top in a light colour and the bottom in the dark colour, and allowing the colours to blend to get this lovely effect. So you can see this one's nearly finished. Takes no time at all, silk ribbon embroidery. Beautifully quick, looks amazing. So there's our little violet group. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll get all of my things as soon as they come out. So thanks for your time, and I'll be in touch again soon with something new. Bye.